So, good evening. Post-match Arsenal. Courtney joins us again. Well done for fronting up. More than I can say for some of the other.
I told you, win, loss,
some
or
of the
draw.
other Arsenal boys I know who've
win, loss,
gone
or
into
draw.
hiding.
I'll be here.
I know, man. That's why I respect you, man. I respect you. All right, let's Yaz, start with you, mate. What do you reckon?
Evening, guys. Evening.
Evening.
It was going to go one of two ways. It was either going to go the way it did, or it was going to. I couldn't see us getting beat. I thought they might have a impact on the game, and their recent good form might have got them a draw. But they played with. I mean, the first half, I think if they were a bit braver, I think they started the game well, and they were quite brave. And they weren't sitting that far back. They probably had as much ball as us. But really, I think the turning point in that first half was Arteta's stupidity. I mean, it was like it was... I don't know why he does that. I mean, he does it every game. And I don't know if he tries to be like a clone of Pep or someone. He wants to create this image of who he is. And to be fair, my friends, you've been managing for 6 months. Just be quiet and get on with your job, in my opinion. But out of nowhere, it's a throw. Well, it wasn't even a foul. It wasn't even a foul. Mane's gone up. He hasn't elbowed him or anything. And he's took the lid off the pot at our ground. Stirred our manager up. I mean, who is looked upon in Liverpool like the second coming of Christ. If you pick on him, you're in trouble. And then the game changed. Then the crowd got behind us. Then we started to... And then at that stage, Arsenal started to drop deeper. They knew that they pissed us off, if you like, and drop deeper. And then things started to happen. And in the end, it was a comfortable win. Could have been a lot more. Could have been 6, could have been 7. And the players we spoke about last night with your man there, they looked inexperienced today. Your left back, what's his name?
Tavares, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he looked inexperienced and a little bit lightweight. The goalkeeper was fantastic. I mean, Ramsdale clearly saved 3 opportunities, and it was an easy win for us in the end, I think. But I think Arteta should look at himself because he should learn from that. I don't know why you need to get so... It wasn't that kind of a game. It was just another league game. Gain your respect by being humble and just winning games of football, not putting it toe-to-toe with a Premier League, Champions League manager who's like A-list Superman. You know what I mean? I mean, not because he's our manager, but that's what you're dealing with. So, yeah, I think he created the biggest problem for Arsenal, and we out-muscled them in the end. We outmaneuvered them. We out-thought them. I mean, they tried to start playing from the back at the beginning during that game. In the end, but he was pumping the ball forward quite a lot, Ramsdale, rather than playing from the back. So, yeah, all in all, I was happy with that performance. The front three, or when your front three score, how can you moan? You know, I thought the Ox had a very good game. I'd just like to see a little bit of consistency from certain players. And I thought Thiago had a good game. Ox played well, but build on that, you know, become reliable in that position for us. And we can count on you. Not next week you're injured. Next week you're a 5 out of 10. Next week you get subbed after half an hour, I mean, you know. So those players, I mean, the Ox is an experienced player and Thiago's a, you know, world-class player. Those players can play a really pivotal point in the rest of our season. Well, Tsimikas done well in Robertson's place. I think he started rusty, but as the game grew, he done well. And it was the defence. I mean, Trent assisting again. It was a thorough performance. But I think Arsenal, they were 5th before the game or before today's fixtures. I think they were...
Yeah, they're still 5th.
Okay, well, you know, I think, you know, you're looking around 7th. I think 6th or 7th for Arsenal will be a good season, I think. I don't see them punching any far higher than that.
Yeah, I'll come to you in a minute, Court. I mean, look, I think that was a turning point, definitely, because it got the crowd up when Arteta and Klopp started having a little Barney. And I think what it did was the Liverpool players woke up as well. Yeah. And they said they upped their aggression levels and they started to look a bit more, okay, shit, the manager started, we better get on this. And look, because Arsenal were doing what? They were frustrating us. They were defending well, as they have been. And they had a few moments on the break, a couple of sort of half moments where they ran offside or the final ball wasn't great. But listen, very happy with today. But Courtney, what did you reckon, mate?
It's like I said yesterday, really. I wanted us to be more compact, which we were. We started off that way. Like the same kind of thing as I said yesterday to you guys, I was worried about who was going to start in the central midfield. And I said I didn't really want Lokonga. And I said if Partey was basically just come back from an injury, I didn't want him to start. And he played them both. And the two players I wanted to start in central midfield, El Neni and Maitland-Niles, end up being the two central midfielders on at the end. So I don't know why we played them two, but listen, that ain't the reason why we lost. I think that Liverpool would obviously be a better team. But there's positives to take from this game. There's a lot of positives to take from this. I mean, you got to look at this in terms of how Ramsdale's performing. I mean, if he carries on performing like that, I mean, not that I'm too fussed about the England results or so, he probably will end up taking that England number one spot. And there's a few other things as well. There's a few other players I thought played well. Saka, I thought was really quiet. I thought Saka had a quiet game. Smith Rowe, they never got the ball to him a lot. And, Aubameyang never got a lot of service. I thought Lacazette tried his best. He was working. He was up and down, trying to bully people. But there's only so much you can do when you're not getting the ball for long. But, yeah, you're probably right. That probably was a turning point in the game when Klopp and Arteta went at it. But let's be honest. I mean, Arteta may be inexperienced, but Klopp is known for getting animated on the sideline. So we've got to remember that. He's done it quite a few times.
I think, just hold on one second. Let me just come in there a minute. Listen, you're right. Klopp always goes mad on the touchline.
Exactly.
He doesn't go for the other manager. No. He doesn't go for the other manager. He gets mad at the ref or at his players, but he doesn't really go for the other manager like that. And
unless
what Arteta did, it was a nothing tackle, and he lost it for what? I don't understand it. I mean, Courts, what did you think of the tackle though? Did you think it was a bad tackle?
To be honest, I'll be completely honest with you. I missed the first few minutes, so I didn't see that. I didn't see the tackle. I didn't see. I know Mane. Very
Arsene Wenger of you there, my friend.
Well, you know what? You can call it what you want.
I'm kidding.
You know, that's right.
It wasn't a tackle. It was when they jumped up for the ball. And he came down a little bit with his elbow, but he put his arm around him. But he just thought it'll be clever to kind of win a free kick in a not very important area, and because managers can do that. If you scream and the referee gets influence, I'll give the free kick. But
listen, Michael Oliver's never going to get influence when it comes to Arsenal. Let's be completely honest. All you have to do is look at Michael Oliver whenever he referees Arsenal, and our results are not normally good under him. You can check it.
I mean, I don't analyse it, to be honest with you, but I think, you talk about Klopp. Klopp, like Jason said, he gets animated with refs or what have you. Yeah, I've never seen him. I mean, your guys come out of his box and he's in our box and aggressively.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, look, from what I saw, unless I saw it wrong, like I said, I didn't see the tackle or didn't see the challenge or whatever. But like I'm saying, I saw Arteta basically motion to the ref, but then I see Klopp losing it basically and going over. So listen, it's just one of these handbag things. But what I will say is, I like Jurgen Klopp. I've said that from the beginning. Jason, I've liked Jurgen Klopp for years. But like I said, he's always got that thing about him where he can also lose it as well. But that's not the reason why we lost this game. We lost this game because, like I said, we sat back after half time. We sat back. We should have gone at you lot, and we didn't. And at the end of the day, it's nothing short of what I expected anyway. I didn't expect to win from this game. I just wanted us to show that we can be a bit more compact. Yeah, okay, towards the end we tired out, and I suppose you would do when Liverpool running at you the way they were. So for me, listen, at the end of the day, I think that basically we need to take the positives out of this result as Arsenal fans and build on that. That's what I think. Obviously, Liverpool and Arsenal are two different basically places in the league, and you've got to look at basically where we are in our development. Arsenal are trying to rebuild. Liverpool have rebuilt and won titles, won Champions League titles. Arsenal need to rebuild to get back to that point. So at the end of the day, for me, we've got a good young team now. And I think we add a bit more skill to it. And I think we definitely need to add another clinical striker. Definitely. Because at the moment...
My belief is I don't think Arteta's got the capability. And we can have this conversation with him in 3 years' time. And then we'll discuss it. But I don't think he has got the capabilities to take the team to the next level. He's taken them to a certain level, let's say, this season. I don't think he's good enough as a manager to take the team to the next level. So that's one problem. And the other problem I think Arsenal have got is there's certain... I think you're doing what you should be doing now with him as manager and with Aubameyang and Lacazette still playing. And, I mean, the rest of them, really, there has been a big overhaul. But those two players are the kind of players that you want to be hurting teams. I mean, Aubameyang's a little bit of a one-legged chicken at the minute. I mean, he's not really... No one's really scared of him.
Well, you've got to look at the way he's being played. Look, I could give you basically Aubameyang under 3 different managers, right? If you look at Aubameyang under Unai, he would play predominantly up top. Sometimes he would play that on the left, and I think when he had his best season, he would play that on the left. But if you look at when you got the best out of Aubameyang and Lacazette together, it's when they were played up top together, and that's what happened under Wenger. And I don't understand why managers, including Arteta and Emery, won't play them two together up top. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, but you're talking about Wenger. You're talking about Wenger. We're going back now, probably 3 or 4 seasons, whatever.
But we're talking about
guys. You're talking about guys that are now in their 30s. I mean, Lacazette can't last the whole game anymore.
Yeah, but Lacazette doesn't get played the whole game. It's not that he can't last the whole game. Lacazette hasn't been starting. He hasn't been played for a lot of the time.
Yeah, but there comes a time when players, I think, certain players lose interest, in their football and lose interest in their mental well-being as a footballer. You look at Cristiano Ronaldo, could probably play till 50. You know, Aubameyang, and he's in my fantasy prep football team. You know, he's missed 2 penalties in the last 2 weeks. Or the last 3 games, whatever it was. I don't expect that player, a player of his caliber, 6-7 years ago, to be missing from 12 yards looking at the goalkeeper.
Yeah, okay, we can look at that. But then you can look at how many penalties has Ronaldo missed in the last couple of penalties that he's taken. He's missed a few as well. So it's going to be highlighted. This is what I'm saying. So, listen, you look at people like Ronaldo and Messi and stuff like that. They're the elite of the elite, okay? I mean, we can look at them players and say, well, are we ever going to see 2 players like that battling again? Maybe we will, but maybe not for a long time. But when you're looking at people like Aubameyang and stuff like that, like I said, if you watch our game, which I'm not sure how much you do, but he hasn't been getting a lot of service. And a lot of the times, basically, especially at the beginning of the season, he was just running around getting frustrated because he wasn't getting the ball. So I think Lacazette playing up top and Aubameyang playing back out on the left. Does it work for me? Not quite. But hey, listen, this is what we've got to go with at the moment. I still would like to see Martinelli get a bit of a run in the team because I think Martinelli is really good. I think he's a good young prospect. But when is he going to get that? We haven't got European games. So at the moment, we've only got the Premier League, FA Cup and League Cup. So is he going to get a long run? I'm not sure.
Today was a classic reality check, I think. A classic reality check. Because you've been on a little bit of a run. We said yesterday you haven't really played any of the top sides in this run.
Is it really a reality check? I don't think it is because no one.
I do because you've got done by 4. You could have got done by 7.
Well, not really.
And the key to it.
I think Nodal, I think it depends what type of Arsenal fan we're dealing with.
Look,
I spoke to a lot of Arsenal fans who expected to lose today, and they were just hoping to lose by less than 3.
Respectfully,
yeah. That's what the feedback I got from the Arsenal fans. There's a few deluded ones, not Courtney, but the ones we know. Yeah.
Wait, hold. But I hear what you're saying. What interests me is, and what I'm talking about is, and Court said it was okay and blah blah blah. In 90 minutes in that game, I mean, you didn't open us up once. I don't think.
Yes, we did. Because Alisson stayed with his foot from Aubameyang.
One, and it was a half effort. It wasn't anything. It was a nothing.
It wasn't a half effort because Van Dijk dived in. It wasn't a half effort. I wouldn't call that a half effort because that could have easily gone past him and gone in. It was on target to go in. I won't call it a half effort, but at the end of the day, like I say, I personally think there's a lot of positives to take from this as Arsenal fans. I could sit here and be dejected. Yes, it's 4-0, but you've been to how many Liverpool versus Arsenal games, right? Yourself. Does this game basically, let's be honest, the way we started in the previous games compared to this one?
No, I agree. Totally. I said that at the beginning.
Yeah, you started well.
There's a lot of positives that we have to take from this. You know, we have to build on it.
I thought for the first 10, 15 minutes, it was a nothing game, really. It was kind of just, we weren't doing anything exceptional. And you weren't doing anything exceptional. And you were in the game and you looked quite comfortable. You were playing quite sensible football at the back, little triangles playing from the back. And you looked like a good side. But, I stand by what I said. I think he changed the mentality of the whole stadium. I mean, Liverpool's a furnace. And if you get it going, like he did, I think it changed it all.
Yeah, but it was a good performance from Liverpool anyway. I think they exploited the sort of Arsenal inexperience and the youth in the Arsenal team. And I think our players delivered. Our big players turned up. Salah had a good game, really good game. Trent was good. Our good players turned up.
They're two sides at separate ends of their, like you said earlier, of their careers and what have you. I mean, Salah, probably the best player in the world. Mane's playing well. Jota's playing with two very good players. Fabinho, fantastic. Thiago, world-class midfielder. And you're talking about people like Saka and Smith Rowe, who are just boys, really. So they're boys being asked to do men's jobs.
I agree. They're promising. They're promising young players. Really, they are promising.
This is exactly what I said to you yesterday. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
they need some experience in there.
There is, I mean, but then you got to look at everything. Like I said, you got to look at, like I said, the clubs are in two different periods of their development. So when you look at like Liverpool and stuff like that, Jurgen Klopp, for me, he's had the stability of the way Liverpool operate and so on. Stan Kroenke and basically KSC, basically their entertainment group, basically sport franchise, they don't have a clue what they're talking about when it comes to football. They don't have a clue. So once, like I said to you, Jason, years ago, once we lost Wenger, like I said at the time, the club was going to fall down the table. And a lot of people laughed and said it was time for him to go. And I said to you, the club will start to drop. So it didn't surprise me where we were. So now we have to pick ourselves up. We had the Emery situation, which I thought Emery was doing okay, but he had to go for me at the time when he went. And then you look at, we got Arteta now. Yeah, he come in, won an FA Cup. Has that basically papered over the cracks? Probably. I'm not disputing that. Is he probably still got his job because of that FA Cup? Probably. But who else is there at the moment? You can look at other clubs, basically. Look at Man United. They sacked Solskjaer today. Who did they go get? Spurs struggled. So, for me...
Well, Man United will go and get Zidane. That's who they'll get.
That's if Zidane...
Man United's next manager will be Brendan Rodgers, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think so. Because I don't think... With United, I don't think they want to make that mistake again. But anyway, like I say, with the two clubs at where we are now, I mean, congratulations on the result. I mean, obviously, it was a good result for you lot. But like I said, we're at two different developments now in our careers at the moment. And we'll get there. I've got no doubt we will. And to be fair, I'll give Arteta time. I'll give him the time I think he needs.
So you would give him to the end of the season and see where you're at?
Yeah, I think he deserves that. I mean, how can you then give someone 150 million to go spend and bring in all these young players and then turn around and sack them? What sense does that make?
I'm not saying you should sack him. I'm just asking you.
Yeah, me personally, I don't think he needs to. I don't think we should get rid of him right now. I don't think we should. I
hope you give him like a 5-year contract.
I'm sure you do.
I like him for you.
I'm sure you do. But at the end of the day.
Remember, I met him as well the other day. He's a very nice guy. I can say that. I met him. He's very nice, very polite and everything. So, joking aside, look, personally, I don't think he's good enough for Arsenal. Personally, I don't think so. But you've given him all this money, like you said. You've got to give him a chance. It doesn't make any sense to sack the guy now. I mean, you're fifth in the table.
Yeah, but
you're going to finish top 6, probably.
I think what you have to think about with managers, okay, is, I mean, the difference between us and Arsenal, for example, now, we have a squad and a manager full of experience. Arsenal, their manager's not experienced. I mean, their most experienced players are Aubameyang and Lacazette. And I don't like either of them, if I'm honest. That's just my opinion. I wouldn't want those two players to be the ones that are going to educate the youngsters coming through.
I don't know about that, because those youngsters have sung both of them to his praises. And,
they're going to, because they don't know any different. There's no one else there to compare them to.
Well, not really, because you have players there like David Luiz and so on, stuff like that before, who was more than experienced, and they sung his praises and so on like that. So I think, to be honest with you, I think the press, in the way, they talk about people like Aubameyang and stuff like that, they always put a negative spin on it and stuff like that. And for me, when I hear, I prefer to take basically, the word from the players' mouths themselves. And the young players are saying that they get a lot from people like Lacazette, Aubameyang, David Luiz when he was there. Then who am I not to believe in?
Yeah. All right then. Well, look, Court.
Congratulations,
you, my friend.
Like I said. Win, loss.
No, listen. Respect to you, Courtney, man, for coming back.
Yeah, man, coming.
Yeah,
see you. Don't forget your Instagram page.
Yeah. Don't forget Cop Talk Instagram. Courtney, check it out.
Will do.
Check it out and share it amongst the Arsenal fans. I'm only kidding.
Well, it definitely won't be today.
Listen, we'll catch up soon, bro.
Yeah, take care, fellas.